I don't know what I'm supposed to say, baby, before you walk away. No, I'm in the war, I'm in the race, chasing the time. I've been meaning to find a way to face that I'm out on the waters every day, trying to keep my head up off the waves, staying alive. And I don't mean to be the guy, the one to push you to the side, and all the line and not the lie, you know. So when I leave your shit on red and you're running cycles in your head, baby, I'm just trying to stay ahead. Ooh, just stay alive. I'm not saying you got to go, but it's something you got to know. Just stay alive. It's just something you got to know. Now lately we popping on the edge, and I'm gonna regret some things I said. I don't want you to leave, so stay instead, and I pay the price. In the morning we'll both be good and gone, and the world will continue moving on. But I swear that there ain't no other one. Just stay alive. And I don't mean to be the guy, the one to push you to the side, and all the line and not the lie, you know. So when I leave your shit on red and you're running cycles in your head, baby, I'm just trying to stay ahead. Ooh, just stay alive. I'm not saying you got to go, but it's something you got to know. Just stay alive. Just stay alive. Just stay alive. It's just something you got to know. Just stay alive.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. How we doing? Good to see you all here. Trying something a little different this week. We are live streaming on two locations. One on YouTube, because that's where we always are. And as you'll see next to all of the names, you'll see a nice little YouTube icon, because also people are able to watch on LinkedIn. And I know the lovely Karina, our mod, has just liked this on LinkedIn. So you can give it the double thumbs up today if you have both accounts. Yeah, I'd be curious to know how it's running on there. Something I was aware of just as I was about to go live was that the quality of the live stream had to be reduced in two ways. Firstly, I'm now putting it out at 1080p, which is slightly lower than what I do. And also I'm at 30 frames per second when I'm normally at 60. So it's not as buttery smooth. But I just thought I'd give it a try. Good to see you here, Karina. And have you got some wine? Good. And yeah, I just wanted to try it because I'm quite active on LinkedIn these days, especially when it comes to engaging with a lot of the VR community. And obviously I work a lot in the cybersecurity space there. So I know a couple of my colleagues have clicked attending. I don't know if they're watching, but if they say hey, I should be able to bring them up in the chat. Firstly, before we get on, hi, I'm Myles Dyer. This is Myles Dyer Live, where every Wednesday at this time, or if you're watching on replay, whatever time it is right now on replay, there should be a new episode every week where we just sit back, chill, and discuss all sorts. Sometimes from the serious, could be world events, mental health and well-being, life hacks, all sorts. And other times, we take it a bit more chilled. Could be talking about pop culture, gaming, music. Maybe we do some quizzes or just have any other sort of ridiculous conversations. And it's always wonderful time. thanks to the fact that there are just so many amazing people in the chat. Snack says 4K 60 Myles is a requirement, no reprojection. I mean, if I do that, there's a bit of reprojection. Really niche VR joke there for anyone that knows what we're talking about. But yeah, just a few shout outs first to everyone in the chat. A massive hello to Looper. We've got Mojo. We've got Clem Fandango, Snacks, Karina, King Rolo, Kira Cat Lady, good to see you here. Game Cat, Photo Nutter, hello to all of you. Today we're going to be talking about thumbnails because from time to time I get asked how do I design my thumbnails. Some people assume it's completely AI generated, and the answer is AI is used in part to generate versions of myself, but the rest of it I create using a really great online tool that many of you know of called Canva. I am not an expert when it comes to visual design or even using things like Photoshop. My knowledge is incredibly limited, but fortunately we live at a time where there are tools made available so that if you don't have huge confidence with image editing, you get templates and you get really easy interfaces to work with. I know Adobe have Adobe Express now, which is great, although Canva, who've been doing it much longer, is far superior in many ways. And so what I thought I'd do today is sort of show you from the beginning how I would make a thumbnail for one of my videos. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Firstly, as always, Siago. Everyone's saying, Siago, where are you? Where are you, Siago? Where is Siago? Can everyone see him and I can't? I don't know. Or is this some inside joke that I'm not familiar with? The intro track for this was Millennia by Pixel Terror. Everything I've heard of Pixel Terror I absolutely love. And if you do like the music that you hear on the intro to any of these live streams, you can go over to Spotify because the Myles Dyer Live music playlist is there. Just search Myles Dyer Live on Spotify or use the QR code. And every week new music is added, usually one track. Sometimes I find a couple. I'm going through the massive back catalogue of Monster Cat Gold, which I'm subscribed to, and it just means that we, get some good moods going at the very, very beginning. Myles, I'm talking to you twice at the moment because you're here and on LinkedIn. Yeah, too much. Two times Myles. I mean, one times Myles is just about bearable. But yeah. Callie, good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Any idea where Siago is? I don't know where Siago is. But yeah, may turn up a bit later. Also, before we go back to main housekeeping, something we have running in the background every time on Myles Dyer Live. Well, for the most part, there are sometimes some exceptions. Last week being one of them, because it was quite a sensitive topic. It felt weird to kind of have any degree of trivialization with it. Is in the background, we have a puzzle going on of the thumbnail of the episode. So a link is pinned in the YouTube chat. I've also placed one in the comments on LinkedIn. Head over to the link. You don't need to sign in. And basically the challenge is by the end of the live stream. So you've got about an hour. Can you actually do this? And this is the toughest of all puzzles. I can't remember how many pieces it was to begin with. I think it was around 500. And the way it works is you just click anywhere and then you click somewhere else and it swaps the pieces. If it flashes green, it means you've put it in the right place. And if it flashes red, it means you've moved it from a correct place to a wrong one. So you might want to swap it back around. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one today, but there is a lot going on in this thumbnail. So hopefully, already been working on the Myles Dyer and also the Beat Saber. So very, very good there. Other housekeeping, I should go with this really. I've simplified this below me now because my email address I had set up has been broken the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to get access to my business one, so that has been taken down. But yeah, MylesDyerLive.com. MylesDyer.com is my website. I'm most active on Instagram. I post a lot of stories on there, but I do post on Facebook from time to time. And I know it's called X now, but I still regard it as Twitter. Twitter is where a lot of conversation is going on, especially in the VR space. And something I've been doing a lot more recently are YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. I've got into a flow now where the aim is every Monday I will post a new short. And for those that are not familiar with the terminology, that's those vertical videos that are about 60 seconds long. The idea is I try and do them 60 seconds long because it means what I post on Instagram, I can also post on YouTube Shorts. Because YouTube Shorts have to be under 60 seconds, but you can do a bit longer on Instagram. But what I find is when I record these videos, and I've been doing them on mental health and well-being, all available on my YouTube channel, sometimes they'll be like a minute, 15 seconds, and I don't want to cut out that bit, with the nuance. And then I will edit it, and then I will do a 60-second version just so I can put it on YouTube as well. And, like anything when you start, small beginnings, small viewership, but they're being received well. And I definitely aim to keep up with that. Callie Timecat has just joined. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you are doing good. Mojo says the shorts and clips are great to share. I always used to like doing mental health and wellbeing videos, and I just don't have the time anymore. So I think if I can take really small items and ideas and place it in the shorts format, then that's a great way of doing it. And so I'm going to, carry on with that and see where it goes. Also, something I haven't shown for a very, very long time, membership. You can become a member on YouTube for the price of a coffee, less than that, I think, now, because of inflation, a month. And it means that you get a loyalty badge next to your name of the globe that you'll see next to lots of people's names on YouTube. You get custom live chat emojis on YouTube. This is all for YouTube, so if you're watching on LinkedIn, come on over. And also it just means you get Q&A and comment response priority. But I do my best to respond to everyone. But it's just a small way of supporting the show. And in terms of how the week is portioned up on YouTube, every Wednesday I do Myles Dyer Live, and I just want to say once again a massive thank you to everyone that tuned in last week. It was an incredibly touchy subject about the Israel-Palestine conflict. It was a really, really great conversation. Not everyone there agreed, but that wasn't the point of it. It was just have a conversation, and I like that it was really, really respectful, and despite many disagreements, there was an understanding that everyone just wants the same, which is less suffering and more resolution. So thank you to everyone who tuned in there. As for Fridays, I co-host with Brian Paul over on PSVR Without Parole, the world's biggest PlayStation VR show. Always a good time. Late for us here in the UK. Always got a tank up on caffeine or something to keep me going. And then at weekends, I do virtual reality Let's Plays. But a couple of things are different this week because, for one, on Saturday, I would normally be doing my Let's Plays. But on Saturday, I'm hosting what will probably be a 4 or 5 hour live stream for PSVR Without Parole because Wes, AJ, Brian and myself, all of the hosts are getting together on one live stream to have a top 25 discussion of PlayStation VR 2 games. So out of all the games that have come out so far, and there's been about 120, what are the best 25? I'm pretty close to having played them all. I'm getting there. So I'm definitely going to come with an interesting perspective to this. But also, you're not only just going to get 3 Let's Plays on Sunday from me, but you're going to be getting one from me tomorrow. And you are going to be getting one from me on Friday as well. Looper says you may want to play Res before the debate. I have played Res, and actually it is the Let's Play planned for Sunday. Although I may move it forward to Saturday, but I don't know how much live streaming I want to get on one day. But yeah, if I go back here and just bring this down, here we go. Tomorrow, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. Now, the sequel, number 2, is coming out in December, but they shadow dropped the first game, which was out on PlayStation VR. Some of you may remember my experience with it. It has shadow dropped with a PSVR 2 version. So I will be playing that tomorrow. And I'm not looking forward to it because if anyone can remember, this is how I was on PSVR. And may I warn you, some fruity language is about to come out my mouth. This is so... Oh my God.
Welcome back to Parts and Service.
Okay.
Oh no.
So I've seen people playing this online, but it's a lot more terrifying when you're actually there.
First, we must access his harmonization module located inside his secondary throat pipe.
Oh my God.
To access the throat pipe, both eyes must first be removed. You must be as precise as possible when removing the eyes from their respective sockets. First, firmly grip Bonnie's left eye and carefully remove it from its socket.
Oh my God. Shit! Fuck! His left eye. Let's turn this up a bit.
Welcome back to Parts and Service.
Fuck this.
Oh no, it looks like Bonnie's guitar is out of tune and must be recalibrated. First, we must access his harmonization module located inside his secondary throat pipe.
Okay, get it.
To access the throat pipe, both eyes must first be removed.
All right.
You must be as precise as possible when removing the eyes from their respective sockets.
I feel sick.
First, firmly grip Bonnie's left eye and carefully remove it from its socket.
Oh my God.
Great job. Deposit the left eye in the cleaning receptacle on your left.
Fuck! Yeah. And the sigh, yeah, I was very defeated. That was quite a few years ago now. And I think that was using PlayStation's like built-in live streaming. So what does this mean? Well, tomorrow, I know it's still going to be as terrifying. On the one hand, it's like, well, you've kind of played it before and you've played a lot of horror games lately, Myles. That's true, but Five Nights at Freddy's is all about the jump scares and the tension, the sense of dread. I hate it. So there's that. But also, the fact it is on PlayStation VR 2 means it's going to have a higher resolution. It's going to have haptics in the controllers. And it will have haptics in the headset as well. So when there are jump scares, you'll feel it in your head as well. So it's going to be horrible. What will win this time? Heart rate monitor or swear monitor? Well, unfortunately, the swear counter has to be done afterwards. Although we could probably set up a chat bot to help with that. Yeah, not looking forward to that at all. So yeah. It's not going to be good. But that's not the only thing, because after that, Friday, you'd be thinking like, oh, Myles, you got through a horror game. You can now play another new game that isn't as bad. Nuh-uh. On a Friday, it is a game called Very Bad Dreams. As if you needed a sense of, very bad dreams. And by the way, look at that thumbnail. Look at that image of me. That AI, when AI spat out that image of me, I was like, what the hell is that? It's some kind of alien fish around my mouth. I definitely had a place for it. So Very Bad Dreams. Both going to take place at the same time, which is 2 hours earlier than Myles Dyer Live. And obviously Friday is the night that I would normally be doing PSVR without Pro as well. And then as for Sunday, Let's Plays. These are all planned for Sunday, but as I said, I might bring one forward. I'm going to be playing Res Infinite, Puzzling Places, which is so chill, and Project Wingman. You like that image? I'm glad to hear that. So there's a lot going on. There's an absolute lot going on, but it's usual me, very, very busy. But things are looking good as we enter towards the end of the year. It's official. Myles sold his house and now resides within the VR headset. Oh my goodness! Yay! A refresher course for my nightmares. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad dreams. Very, very bad dreams. I mean, Pretty Bad Dreams would have been an interesting name, right? So yeah, we have all of that as well. Last bit we do on Myles Dyer Live, before we get on with the main topic, is twofold. Firstly, vitamin G. I do need to get a little sound like a... I don't know. You could always do a... I could always make it happen with... Wait, have I got the sound here? Where are all the sound effects? Yeah, something like this. Maybe I should have that when it appears, right? That could be interesting. Can I? I don't know if I have to. I won't work it out now, or else I'll ruin it. But yeah, vitamin G is vitamin gratitude, and every week we just take a moment on this show to think about what we are grateful for. This was something I learned from my father's friend, who just off the cuff in conversation one day says he likes to practice vitamin G every day. And what is vitamin G? It's just taking a moment to think about what you're grateful for. It could be an experience you had, could be a moment that you've been in, it could be a person, friend, family member, colleague. And it's just taking a moment to express gratitude for that person or experience. And it's not something you necessarily have to speak out loud about, although this is the part of the show where I welcome everyone to share what they are grateful for. For me, what I've been grateful for this week is just a continued amount of appreciation for just knowing so many incredible people in my life. I just get these waves where usually when I'm about to go to sleep, where I just think about there's a lot of negativity in the world. There's a lot of pain and suffering. And so I feel incredibly grateful that I live a very wholesome life. I've been very, very fortunate, and I get to, spend time on this planet with so many incredible and talented people, whether it's at work or it's with my online projects, and even with you, the viewers. I'm just incredibly grateful for you. So that is my vitamin G for today. Let's have a look at what we've got in the chat. So Kira Cat Lady says, cats are being extra affectionate and cuddly to the point of literally smothering me in my sleep. That's a good thing to be grateful for. And Kira and I had a good conversation actually over in the Discord Empathy Arcade. If you haven't joined, details are in the description of this live stream, no matter if you're on YouTube or on LinkedIn. So do go and check that out. There's a vitamin G section there. Mojo says, gonna give my vitamin G to you, Mr. Dyer, Mr. Myles Dyer, as you've given me something to look forward to every Wednesday and a safe space to relax, chill, and discuss different topics and ideas. And I'm glad to hear that, and especially after the intensities of last week's about the Israel-Palestine conflict. But, it's all about creating safe spaces and having a good atmosphere. And the reason that this show is what it is thanks to the amazing community that tunes in every week and is always welcoming to new people. Because I know there's a lot of you that don't watch this live, do watch it on replay, and I appreciate you all the same. Callie says, this week is multi-layered, but colleagues in networks at work, really fab for the work, the seminars, the blogs, the info, etc. Also the coach who has been helping me, also someone helping with tech. Tech, but ran out of characters then. Yeah, well, you got to abbreviate, and I knew what you meant. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. And these aren't things that have to just be shared in the show. This is something you can practice every day, and even doing it at the end of the day. You can do it as you go to bed, just as you're laying down. Just take a moment to think about what you're grateful for. It can even be in the moment, thinking, I'm grateful that I'm nice and warm, cozy right now. That can be a good thing. Karina says, I'm so grateful for my quality of life. So much poverty and misery I've witnessed while in Mexico. Travel can really broaden one's mind. Karina, welcome back. And whenever you travel, travel broadens the mind was always seen as this cliche. And to be honest, the reason things are often regarded as cliches are because they're true. And something I've definitely missed doing is traveling a lot more around the world, because seeing alternate perspectives, ways of life, cultures, it's a modifier, it's a multiplier for your mental toolkit, the way that you can perceive things. Because when we live our day-to-day lives and we do the same routine, it just all becomes the same, and we get comfort in the routine. And it can be good to sort of get out those spaces and that. So yeah. The Headbite says, grateful my dad is recovering after Big C and hospital. Got no more spare parents. I'm obviously incredibly sorry to hear that, but I'm really, really glad to hear about your father recovering. Always a terrifying thing when you hear about those things. So yeah, much love to you, the head bite, and I know the rest of the chat will be expressing the same. Great. Thank you for sharing that, everyone. Also, every week I talk about Myles discoveries. So this is just talking about things that I've discovered and things I want to share and talk about. I actually had this come through the post today. I'm very fortunate that I get to work at a company, and not all work's allowed to do this, but we get a professional development fund where every year we get a budget that we can use to spend on tools and skills and courses to improve us as professionals. And there was something that I've had as an advert, I think on Instagram, but for months and months, and they were called pip decks. And I was always like, yeah, okay, you keep showing me this advert, I might bite. But to be honest, there were two products they offered. And actually, I'll just show you first, and I'll start talking about them. So we got this one here, Storyteller Tactics. This is what I love about holding it up, and I have this little emoji of me like looking amazed at it. But yeah, Storyteller Tactics, ditch dull presentations, tell great stories. I realised I've got that on the wrong way. There we go, that's better. Frameworks, prompts, and exercises that help you tell great stories about your work. And then the other one that hasn't actually come out the packet yet is workshop tactics. Ditch dull meetings, design better products. Bite-sized workshops that help you design better products together. So what these are is you can buy just the virtual cards, but I got the premium one so I could have some physical ones so I can actually lay them out on my desk. Is you get this set, and I haven't actually opened this up yet. I love it when you don't have a knife or anything. Just use your keys. Have I opened that up yet? Should have probably taken the plastic out before I did this live show. But yeah, I came through the post today, so I've not had a chance to sit down and give it a go, but I'm looking forward to. Kira says, I saw those. They look so fun and helpful. Yeah. So you got these pip decks, Storyteller Tactics Volume 1. And so what you do is it tells you to pick any card, and the cards are broken into different topics, so different story. And so what you would do is you have a base card, which is your story building system. So this is like, you go from the top. Do you need to know? Do you know why you need a story? And if not, you need a concept card, which would be red. So they're all coloured. And so you take a red one. And so like one of the concept cards, let's just take this one here. 3 great conflicts. Show how your work helps people with life's great battles. Conflict drives your story forward because we want to know how it resolves. In a perfect world, life would be a dream. So basically, it tells you, like, this is how you decide on the why. So that's like the card. But then on the back, it will tell you the 3 great conflicts. So conflict of the self, conflict of society, or conflict with nature. And so you got some questions, and you got the heroes against each of them. So that would be the starting point. And then once you've decided on your concept, you can go, do you know where to find the story, explore. So you go through all these, and it's just a great way. So I'm really looking forward to doing it, and especially in my line of work in cybersecurity. Our company CyberSafe is building lots of fantastic products, which, to be fair, are quite straightforward to explain because I have an amazing team. And one of my colleagues, Rachel, is actually going to be coming on the show in the new year. I'm super excited for you to meet her. Really, really impressive soul. And we haven't decided on a topic yet, but her role is she sort of brings together sort of what the product team is working on and how you bring that into concise and clear messaging for marketing. And so having something like that is really good for when I might think of in my personal life, I might have a mental health story I want to talk about, or even when doing a show, like how you organize the way you talk. I'm fortunate that, I do find it very easy to talk. I often have a good flow, but when it comes to talking about product, or I have a specific idea I want to pitch, it would be nice just to have the opportunity to tell a better story overall, because that's how you bring people on side. So, lots of love for it. Yeah, they're really cool. Not cheap though, not cheap. But maybe we could build a story together. Maybe I'll contact I might contact the maker of these and ask if they want to come on, and we can maybe craft a story together. That could be quite cool. So Anyway, that was my discovery for this week. Right. With all that said, should we get on with the main topic of today? I'm just looking how everyone's getting on with the puzzle. Doing good. There's a lot there. I'll help you out a little bit here because I see this is a part of a number, which I think goes there. No, it doesn't. Oh, where does that go? Is it there? Yeah, there it is. 2 there. And then the problem with doing this is I do it once and then I want to keep playing it, so I should definitely stay away. So and people are saying, yeah, do contact them, do bring them on board. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that for sure. Okay, so what I thought I would do today, drum roll I don't have a drum roll sound, but I just have that. Okay, so here we are. So this is Canva. Now Canva, you can get an account for free. You can sign up for this. So it's canva.com. Canva. You can sign up for free. And do you know what I might do for this? Is I might put myself over here. Okay. Although maybe I should be at this side, just so it looks like I'm looking at it. And this is my project. I pay for the full version, which is it cost me $12 a month or something like that. But obviously the amount I use it is definitely worth it. Look at how many thumbnails I have made just for my PSVR Let's Plays. Look at this. There's a lot here. There are a lot here. I have been very, very busy. And most of these I've actually played. Most of these represent a 90-minute on average, and a 90-minute live stream that I've done. There are a lot there. We'll come back out and cut in, and just looking up close. And so what I do, and Mojo says, how long does it usually take to make a thumbnail? Well, when I first was making them, each one could probably take 10, 15 minutes. I can now make them in about 5 minutes. And hope, we'll talk about it through here. Oh, zooming in there. It's because I'm zooming in on, I was using the wrong screen. I was using my broadcast screen. But as you can see, some of these I just love. Because on the one hand, it's yes, I've got an AI app that generates an AI version of me, but I've still had to get the colors right and make it blend in. And some of these that were quite old, I know I could have done a lot better. So yeah, there's a lot here. So what I thought we'd do is design one for a game, for a live stream that I haven't done yet. This is one of my favorites. That is just such a cool image. Such a cool image. So what we'll do is only 5 minutes. Yeah, but that's just because I've done hundreds of them. You get a system in place. So this is the template I've made. So the template I've made, firstly, the good thing about Canva is when you make, if I go to my home here, so I've got all my different projects here. You might notice these that I made from for my on my YouTube poll that I did earlier. But I do it for my Instagram reel covers. I do it for schedules. I do it obviously for Myles Dyer Live. And actually, if I do this, you'll start seeing some upcoming topics that could be potential future episodes. The bucket list we did ages ago. How to avoid scams. The AI dilemma we spoke about. Relaxation techniques. Pronunciations. See, I'm giving you loads of, are these funny? Our furry friends? World Vegan Day? Oh, we've missed that now. Who would win an arm wrestle? There's just a lot here, which brings us to today's one. But this is how it works. So again, you know, I've made a lot. And see, even before they were numbered, there you go, all the way from the very first episode. See, isn't it amazing? Because you can also see the evolution. You should have every single thumbnail made into tea towels. Oh my goodness. But like, if I look here, like you can see, this is how Myles Dyer started. Like that was the logo. Like this was the very first one we did. And then we did that. Because basically what happened was, and this is actually quite a good thing to look through, the way it worked was every week I had to decide, where does Myles Dyer Live fit? Where does the branding fit? And one of the top pieces of advice I can ever give you when it comes to content creation, and I understand there's going to be some of you here that just want to have a play around, some of you aren't making regular content, but the question is, if it's successful, can you make more of it? And the answer is Siago! Good to see you here, good to see you here. Everyone was asking about you earlier. See, that was the first one where it went white, from black to white, the text. And yeah, and so, you know, Q&As were done like this. And you can actually see how I've improved. You can see how I've improved. I mean, even that text is wrong there. And as we go on, I mean, these thumbnails, it's amazing look at them now, because I'm like, God, I do them so much better now. I've come a long way. But you see, all this, every time I was like, oh, where does Myles Dyer Live fit on the page? Where does it fit? And then eventually, see, this one I had to do like a dark background behind it. They look AI generated at times. They do actually, because they are very basic. Here we go. Quiz time. So when did the new format start? See, this is getting a bit closer now. I remember this was like, okay, let's keep it on the side. Also, I think that the youtube.com/Myles was when I was using it as social posts, because if you use a link in a social post, you generally will get less reach, because the websites don't want you getting people clicking elsewhere. This was when I joined PSVR without parole on episode 36, which would have been April 2022. It's amazing, right? It's amazing how long ago this was. Wow, look! So a lot of these topics we'll return to. I love this one. I think this is a cool one. Still going. Time for a rebrand. This was it. This was the one. And this actually did really well. So episode 44. Time for a rebrand. And hey, David, good to see you here. So yeah, 45. 45 was when I started numbers. That was it. So with the part of the rebrand, I was like, should we number them? I mean, they might have been numbered already, but I was just like, we need to rebrand on the show as well. And so this was the first one I did. And then I started using big photos. Like, it was a lot of imagery like this. And then I started customizing. We were talking about Saturday morning TV. But you can see now, if it's successful, can you do more of it? And the answer is yes, because it means now every time I want to do a new one, I click this, which is duplicate. And it duplicates. Should do. There you go. Duplicates it. And then I could literally go 52. And I've done that bit. And then I can start doing editing. But I'll get to that in a moment. But anyway, it just shows you the evolution of how far it's come. Oh, my goodness. But yeah. Oh, wow. One of the images has gone there. But yeah, just look, the improvement, right? The improvement on the thumbnails compared to there. Just weird spacing. It's not consistent. And the thumbnails do become a really important part of the brand because people do remember, when they see that, it's Myles Dyer Live. They recognise that. So that's very, very important. So anyway, I wanted to show you that because what's really good on Canva is when you go create a new design, you've got all these like templates. Is it for an Instagram reel? Is it for a story? Is it for a Twitter post? Is it for a Facebook cover? Is it a video? You can do videos on Canva. YouTube thumbnail is what we would do. And so that's why we're here. And so what I do is for the first slide, I create the template. Now, what is the template? Template, how was the resolution on those? As in, like, what is the aspect ratio, do you mean? Because it's 1920 times 1080. I might have got that the wrong way around. But anyway, so what have I got here? Well, firstly, I've got the Let's Play in the corner, the bottom right corner of the screen. And I have this gradient. And I won't talk about this a lot at the moment. But it will become clear why I've used that. And then actually for the borders, because I've always liked borders because they make them pop out of the search a bit. A lot of people don't use them. Is I've just got these lines. But they're rounded on the edges. So you need to have them cut across. So it works. So anyway, this is the thumbnail. So how do I make my thumbnails? Well, firstly, let's go all the way down to R. And we're going to go to, that was yesterday's, wasn't it? Yeah, or the day before. Resident Evil. See, some of them aren't AI. Some of them were like this, but here we go. Resident Evil 4. So Resident Evil 4 isn't out yet on PSVR 2. So what you can do is you can drag any images off your computer to this side bit, and it'll add it to the uploads. So in here, I have all these different images. So what I do when I'm creating a thumbnail is there are three main components. There's the background, there's the logo of the game, and then there's me, the representation of me. We do have the Let's Play, but I'm not, that's kind of with the template, so that's why I'm not touching it. And you might be going, where is the Let's Play? Let's Play's there. But the reason you can't see it is it's a white background, and Let's Play is in white. So what I do is I do a search on Google Images because on the PlayStation Store, they do have embedded the two files. They have the background for the banner, and then they also have the logo of the game separately that they overlay. So over here, I've got the two here. And you always want to make sure that for the logo, it's a PNG file. Why is that? Because a PNG file can have a transparent background, which I'll show you in a minute. So I'll drop this on first. And what I have to do is click set image as background. So it pops it in there. And there we go. It's popped in already. Nicely done. And then we put in the logo. Okay. So already I'm moving it around. And to be honest, I'm probably going to have a play with this after. So already there are a few issues here that I am running into. One is Leon, who's the character here. He is going to be behind Resident Evil, and I don't think that's great. I would like him to be visible. So I can click on the background, and I can literally go flip and do that. Now, it is obviously the opposite way, but a lot of people aren't going to notice it. And if anything, it will differentiate it from others. But look, that diagonal is a lot better now. And then we have this image here of this person in the woods. Now, what do I do for images of me? So, I use, I'm being asked what font am I using for my text. So, that is a logo that they've given. For this, this is called Libra Franklin Black. I mean, you can change and do whatever you want, but obviously that's the branding I've gone there. I use an app called Lenser. Now, Lensa was quite controversial when it first came out, and I think like a lot of AI, there's always a question of like where they're getting the assets from. I basically paid maybe £40 for about 800 generations. And so what you do is it's a phone app. You connect it with 20 different photos of you in different situations, different lighting, facing in different directions. And then it takes about 10 minutes and you can choose what themes you want. And let's see if I can share with you. Here we go. So this is the folder I've got, and this has basically all the AI generated images of me. And as you'll see, they're different themes, but I've got so many. And so the first thing I had to do when I made these was some of them are absolutely horrific. So I've got a defunct folder. So if I see one, and there'll be some here that I definitely agree with. So like this one here. Yeah, it doesn't really look like me. So it's like I'm probably never going to use this one. So I will go all the way to the top. There'll be an easy way of doing it, but for it, and I'll put it in the defunct folder. Just so that the ones I'm left with are ones that I'm most likely going to be able to use. So defunct renders. So these are all the ones. Look, there's loads here. Some of them are just super, super creepy. And some of them just don't look like me. So like, you know. Now, sometimes I will use the weird ones because I'm like, actually, no, it'll work all right. Like, just... I mean, some of them were like not even like proper renders. Like this one here is just like, doesn't even look like me. The best one is this, which is like, what am I doing with my finger? And like the headset on the left-hand side, there's just a gap there. And this one is just a thing of nightmares. Thing of nightmares. You know, AI generation, you know, it's really interesting how it does it. And this one is just like not even in view. Yeah. So I have that one. But then I also have a folder here called Let's Play Used. So these are all the AI ones that I have used in previous thumbnails. So because I always want to have it as a different one each time. So if I look here, you'll start recognizing some of these. So that was used from Firewall. Oh man, I'm not going to remember all of these. That's for Kayak VR. But they've been edited. They have been edited, like cutting out the backgrounds. That was used for Les Mills Body Combat. It's actually quite good to go through these because a lot of these are great. That was used for Callisto Protocol. I don't think it was used for another. That was used for yesterday's one, or the other day. That one I love. That is for Seventh Guest. That was used for After the Fall. That was used for Sea Smash. Could become a bit of a quiz. That was used for Barbaria. So what I do is when I'm looking at a game, I'm thinking about what is going to serve the style. Oh, and I should probably get to a bigger point quickly. Some people are asking, like, why do you use these? And, like, they don't necessarily look quite like you. This is why I use them, because like when you're designing a thumbnail or a brand, you got to think about what does the image represent. And so for me, virtual reality, when you're in virtual reality, it's virtual and it's not quite reality. There's something it's not indistinguishable from real life. Sometimes it's very realistic, but there's always something like the uncanny valley and things like that. And so the reason I use these, especially the ones that look a bit off, is because it kind of symbolizes VR, which is that kind of looks like Myles but kind of doesn't. because obviously in VR I am playing as another character. It's not me. It's a digital representation. So, yeah. Clem Fandango says, who's up for funding a Myles Dyer 2024 calendar? That's hilarious. What else we got here? I mean, if you look at like that weird face on the chest, it's the thing of nightmares. The teeth as well. That was used for Down and Out. That was used for Foglands. So that's an example of one that you could say that's a defunct one, don't use it. But for a steampunk video game, I thought that is creepy that it will get people thinking about it. That one doesn't really look like me. That was used for Demio. That was used for Gazlers. That was used for... I can't remember what one that was used for. Some of these are just great. Just like... That's the one that was used for Bad Dreams. Very Bad Dreams. Look at that. Absolutely disgusting. That was used for Box of the Beat. Some of these are epic, man. Just what an incredible diverse amount of stuff. That was the Beat Saber one. So anyway, there's a lot here. There's a lot here. So these are it, but we're not using these. So the question is, what do I use for Resident Evil? So I mean, there are some here that are really weird. I mean, you got sort of like anime ones, with then going into sort of like fantasy, space. I think that's an awesome photo. Then we got like the cell shaded fantasy. Then we got like sketch ones, which I've not used much yet. That one's a thing of nightmares. Robots. That one's awesome though. Me as a robot. I think that looks cool. Sort of explorers. In jackets and stuff. For the horror games, I do like the ones that are like... Which one was it? This one, like, I look a bit like dead, like a bit worn out. So the thing is, that's a good one, but it's like I'm a bit too small. That's a good one. The problem is it's going to have to be punched in really far. So if I used Adobe Premiere Pro, I could, Photoshop, I could like generate fill the top where the hair would cut off. Oh man, some of these ones are just horrific. See, some of I reckon one of these might be quite good. Maybe not. Right. So already you can kind of see, like, I'm sort of talking you through them. Look at all these space ones. A lot of these are creepy. So, let's have a look here. Those are sort of like army base. Some of these are a bit weird. Like, look at this one here. Nonsensical. I mean, that could be a winner. Right. Look at this one here. Oh, man. And then a lot of the steampunk ones are pretty creepy. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide on which one. I'm going to go with this one for the moment. I probably will change it after, but we're just doing it for an example here. So what I will do is I will go back to the thumbnail. So here we go. And so all I do is I drag over the image that we're going to use to here. It uploads it. You saw the perfect Formula 1 pick. Shame there's no game. Here we go. So then all I do is I click it and it adds it here. And you're like, oh, but then what about the background? Look at this. This is what Canva does. I click edit image, background remover. Watch this. Click it. Done. There you go. It's cut it out. Now, what you can then do is erase, and then you can sort of zoom in and like get rid of. You know, you can really zoom in and just like take out, because sometimes parts of the background aren't removed. But I think about when I was a kid and on Microsoft Paint, I used to like do a white outline pixel by pixel when I wanted to crop stuff. It was unbelievable. So here we go. We're moving the image around. Now, something I've got to be careful of is in the corner, you see the it cuts off the shoulders. So you want that to be just below. A lot of people aren't going to really notice it with the thumbnail. But just for the hair can go, and then position-wise, you can do it in two ways. You can arrange where you go like backwards and stuff, or you can do it in layers, and you can see how it's layered, and then you can choose the ordering. But I normally do it with arrange. So I put it to the back, and then, because obviously we're covering that image. Now, sometimes when it does cut the top of the hair off flat, I will actually hide it behind the text. So if you look closely at some thumbnails, you'll see that the hair or the head just goes flat where it's cut off, but I've hid it behind the text because at a first glance, you're not going to notice it. So there's that. But I'm kind of thinking maybe the eyes should look a bit more that way. I don't know. It's a bit weird. We'll do that. But then the question is like, but it kind of doesn't really fit with this at the moment. So what you do is you do edit images, and then you've got all these different styles that you can do. But the one that I use is just all the adjust abilities. Because with adjust, you can do things like going, right, what color are we going with? We're going with the color of the background, like, yeah, Resident Evil. We're going to go with that sort of the bluish background that is behind. So we'll sort of go with there. We'll sort of bring the contrast a bit. And then I often like to take the warmth out, but you don't want it too cold that it goes blue. You don't want it, all the way. So maybe a bit like that. And then with the highlights, maybe punch it out a little bit. And then with the shadows, we'll darken it like that. And then again, once it's done like that, you can sort of have a play around with it. But for me, I'm kind of like looking at that and I'm like, the test you do with a thumbnail, though, is you zoom it back to thumbnail size and you go, how does that look? I think that's okay. I would probably make it bigger. So like that. But then the question is, the Resident Evil kind of looks flat with it. And it's like, okay, so we can punch in now. And something else you can do with this that I don't know, I couldn't get it working the other day, is I could edit the image and then I can do glow. Yeah, glow. And all it's done is it's given it a glow around it. I mean, you can increase the size. You can kind of see that glow. So it's just giving it, and then I could actually change the transparency, make it a bit heavier there. And then, I'll apply that. And then the last thing was, the question was, what about that gradient that I was showing? Well, I've just copied it from another one. Here's the gradient. And the reason I use the gradient is I won't have it in front of the Let's Play. I have it behind it. But I have it behind me. So I have it right at the back. And look, so without a gradient, it's like that. But as I bring it up, to be honest, you don't really need it on this. So what I will do is I will put that to the back, and then I'll use the gradient just to kind of fade in my character from the bottom. See, look how subtle it is. It looks quite sharp there. I'll bring it up a little bit just so it starts with the darkness there. And there we go. That is the thumbnail for Resident Evil 4. I don't know what I think of that at the moment. I'll go away because I'm not making this in my sort of open mind thing. But I actually think that's pretty good because psychologically, when you make a thumbnail, you want faces to be like big. People, humans, when they're looking at stuff, they're looking at faces, and they connect with them. I kind of like it because it has the kind of tired look in it. I think it looks cool. Should we do another? Do you want me to do another thumbnail to show you? Let's do... What have we got coming up? We got Arizona Sunshine. Or Behemoth. Here we go. Arizona Sunshine. I mean, this is great. It's a really great image that they've used. Them looking off into the distance. This makes it quite... and look, you can see there, if I didn't have the gradient, look at the Let's Play, you can barely see. So if I bring the gradient up, it just gives it... It just makes it... I hate using this word. It just makes it pop out a bit. So that's really, really important. But in terms of what image of me I'm going to use, and by the way, that image I just used for RE4, I need to make sure I put it in the used bin. Thank you, Clem. That's a great thumbnail. Another. Right, so for Arizona Sunshine, I think we might have to use one of these. You're not going to be seeing it at the moment. I think it... Oh man, I don't know actually. Let me switch this so you can see it. There we go, back here. I think it needs to be... I'm actually looking... I always look at the characters. I mean, they're wearing kind of just jackets. So it'd be this kind of thing. That, just the head's too small. Look at this horse. By the way, when are they releasing Arizona Sunshine 2? Was it announced December? Was it December they said? I can't remember. I'd have to look it up again. Let's have a look here. The thing is, like, that's going to be great, but it's going to cover some great images there. I mean, that's a good one. Oh, no, a bit dead in the eyes. But then again, the sort of the weirdness of it, I kind of like. I do like this one. Do you know what? Let's try that. Let's try it. I'm dragging it in. Let me switch this back to Safari. Here we go. Right. So, you know the drill. Pop it in. And actually, see the top of the head is flat. So what you could actually do if you had Adobe Photoshop is you could just say generative fill and it would actually create the hair at the top. But background remover. Seventh of December. That's it, 7th of December. So there we go. Look at this. See, this one actually could be a much more subtle one. And what I like is the AI has generated this weird thing. Let me just restore it, actually, because look, it's removed some of it there. And what you can do is you can say show original image, so it will show what was behind it. Oh, no, let me undo that. So it is actually weird. Okay, I don't think there's anything else there that needs taking off. So I don't know. This item is Oh God, Callie Timecat says my 1000th episode is for early 2040. All being well. My goodness. So this is weird, right? This looks like a bag or something, but it's all about perception. All about perception. Because here it looks like I'm holding a gun. I'm holding a weapon. So position here, and because of where Arizona Sunshine is, back there, and I could literally... Now, this is where I could show you how I do one of my tricks. I reckon we could flip this, actually. Yeah, so you might be asking, well, Myles, look at that. There's a flat bit of hair there. What could you do? So there are going to be professional image editors that are going to have way better ideas than this. But what I'm going to do is just move the gradient there. I'm going to copy this. Got a little clump of hair there. And then there we go. There we go. I mean, it looks really sloppy there when you're zoomed in, but I bring it out. That looks fine now. Looks absolutely fine. Let's bring this down. And there you go. Arizona Sunshine 2. That's the thumbnail. I'm definitely going to work on this, but that would be an example of how you do it. Oh, actually, I haven't even done the color changing. I think that's probably another reason it doesn't look great. Let's have a look here. Just looking at the colors. I think there needs to be a bit more warmth. Yeah, a bit more warmth there. Bit more vibrance. Maybe take the warmth down a bit. Highlights down, shadows down a bit. I think that's fine. Well, don't know what it's done with me. Don't know what it's done with me. There we go. Let's put me back there. But anyway, I don't like this completely at the moment. I definitely think it needs a bigger image of me. To be honest, you could have it where Arizona Sunshine is there. And you could also do it where you flip it. Like that. That could be a way you do it. You need to bring that up a little bit more. But there you go. That just sort of shows you the thought process with making them. Hopefully that was informative. And it's also worth noting, actually, that when it comes to the different apps that you can use, ChatGPT now. Let me show you this. Yeah, warmth and that. It's all about having a play around with it. I mean, again, I'm not a visual designer. I don't understand it in the best. I'm not the best person to speak to in it. But you just play around and you get a sense of it. And to be fair, I think things like Instagram and that, when it gives you all of those options, it can be really, really useful. What I'm going to do quickly is I'm just going to log into ChatGPT. Cool, I can close my sidebar. ChatGPT now gives you access to Dyre. And Dyre, you can literally generate whatever. So I had a poll earlier today where I said, do you believe in using technology to help with your mental health and well-being? The thumbs up was a robotic hand, and the thumbs down was a human hand. And that was designed all in this. So I designed it in this. I came back over here, and if I go back to home, these were the two images I got. So these were created in Dyre, and then obviously I removed the background, and then I was able to put them in there. But they were all found in here. So I could just say like anime 30-year-old man wearing white t-shirt presenting live YouTube stream at his desk. Blue eyes, wavy brown hair. There we go. So I just put that in there. And it's creating an image now. And it's generating it. And for ChatGPT, I paid $20. Robotic, like, has 6 fingers. Did it have 6 fingers? Didn't even notice that. Where was it? Yeah. Yeah, but that's because it's robotic. You can have more. Here we go. So it gives you 2 options. Look, there you go. So it's done that and that. It can never do the short wavy hair. I guess it's kind of short. But anyway, so that's done me. That's done me. And it's amazing how quickly it can do it. So yeah, ChatGPT is continuous. And then, so I could download that. And then I can go like, let's just do another one here. Let's have a look. Download. Put this in here. What'll be interesting, actually, is background remover. I bet you it doesn't remove because it's how's it gonna look? I have to say that's a pretty damn good job. That's a pretty damn good job. And so what you would then do is erase, and then what you do is you go in here. Okay. Cool, that's done. And then what it allows you to do is, and this is the great thing, is you can then in elements here you have everything. This has even an AI generated. Oh wow, they've all got AI generated. You can put videos in the background. So actually, if I move that there you go. So I have a video in the background, a VR video like that. So you could actually export video. But then also, like, for backgrounds, I always go like space background. Love it. And then you could do video. You can do, well, to be fair, could do videos. There you go. It's just incredible. Yeah, and you can export that as video, and that could be an Instagram, like you could do it as an Instagram reel. You can do it in the shapes and that of an Instagram reel. If I go to home, these are my Instagram reel covers. So this is when I do them. And a lot of these are Canva presets where it will like make it black and white and make the background blue. These are some of the older ones. Look at these. So again, you can just see the improvement on stuff. It's amazing. You can generate video instantly. Let's have a look here. What's this? Select at least 3 video files for your video. Oh my goodness, I've not done this yet. So here we go. We'll do... Describe the kind of video. Music, video, promo, horror. Let's have a look. I have no idea what this is going to do, by the way. This text or media may result in content that doesn't meet our policies. Oh my goodness. Let's try again. Video to promote need gluten-free bakery. Video to promote cookies and pizza theme park. It might be the images it's got an issue with. We'll find out. No, it couldn't. They couldn't create it. That's a shame. That is a shame. But they always have a lot of protections on it and stuff like that. So, yeah. The exploitation of it would be an interesting topic for a stream. Maybe not now, given we're near the end, but conceivably you could create an entire cast of characters using prompts. Yeah, you could. You could. There are so many. Anyway, listen, forgive me for missing out a lot in the chat, although I want to say a massive thank you to Clem Fandango. Love these live streams. Thank you, Myles. Well, thank you. And to be honest, I've not really done a tutorial live stream before, and I was very clear from the get-go. I am not a professional when it comes to image editing, but using these tools, you can also get Canva on your phone. I wouldn't recommend it. I definitely prefer doing it on here. And Canva, you just need to go and have a play with, because it's also things like, you can get stuff like this, like these templates. You know, they do templates, and then you can like change the style, so you can shuffle. You know, depends on what, because it knows that this is an Instagram Reel version. And then you got different things like Black Friday. So if you want to do a Black Friday sale, and then all these, you know, these templates you can move around. And they got stickers, animated stickers. There's audio you can add. The ones I always love is grids. You can do grids. If you know, you got 4 images, but there are different ways that you could do it. And it just means then when you go to your uploads, there you go. How quickly you can do it. So much you can do. And then you can create your own brand depending on what you can change like the gaps in between it and absolutely everything. There is so much you can do. Like Canva's just a tool that I absolutely love. But if you do have any questions, do let me know in the comments section below afterwards. Maybe we'll do more of these. I mean, I'm getting to a point now where with Myles Dyer Live, we could have like 8 different shows on rotation. So like, you know, every 8 weeks is going to have like one of each type. One might be a quiz, one might be a tutorial. But yeah, I just thought I would take the time to sort of show you a bit of the behind the scenes on how I create my thumbnails. So the question is, do I use AI? Yes, I do. But it's like it was AI right at the very start to create different versions of me. I don't know if they're going to be right. So I then have to then edit and play around and decide what's going to work for the different thumbnails. But I could keep on talking, but I definitely need to get some rest. So I want to say a massive thank you to everyone in the live chat who has been tuning in today. I want to say a massive thank you to anyone on LinkedIn that's been tuned in. For some reason, LinkedIn messages haven't been coming through. I'm actually just going to pop on LinkedIn now and see if anyone's been commenting so I can say hey. I did tag Ecamm on there. I don't think anyone did. Nope. Also, I'm curious to know how everyone felt about the quality this week. The fact that it was 30 frames per second and not 60. Has it made a huge difference, or is it fine? It'd be good to see. But yeah, I want to say a massive thank you to my wonderful moderators. If you haven't already, do join Empathy Arcade. It is our Discord. Link is in the description, as well as links to all my social channels. I'm very active on Instagram and Twitter. And I'm really happy with the sort of the cycle I've got going now with content, because I think we're going to get to a point where at the end of the year, once I've caught up with live streaming PSVR 2 games, is it might end up where I, like, every Monday I do a mental health and wellbeing video, short. Wednesdays we do Myles Dyer live. Friday I do PSVR without Pro, and then Tuesday or Thursday I'll live stream new games, and then it means I get the weekends free as well to then invest in not just resting but actually preparing for more for better shows on Myles Dyer Live. Actually, I'll show you one other thing. For those that know Brian Poole from PSVR without Pro, the wonderful Brian Poole, he always says during our Friday show, he says it on all the shows, sirens on my end, when there are like police sirens or ambulance sirens outside, just so that people listening on the podcast don't get confused if they're driving and hear them. So he says sirens on my end. And obviously everyone's called Game Cats, so I got DALL-E to make this image. Didn't quite do without parole there, but it's got the PlayStation icon. I like it very, very much. But yeah, sirens on my end. I thought that was really, really, really cool. But yeah, Siago says, speaking of someone who was late, this might be upsetting to hear, but I wouldn't have noticed a difference without you mentioning there is one. Well, there you go. It's good. It's good. But that goes to the heart of when it comes to visual design. Whenever you're doing videos or images, when you're honing in and you're really focusing on what you're doing, you're going to notice so much. But what the audience sees is just the output. They don't see your intention. And I'm actually going to be doing a YouTube short on that sometime soon. I might do an episode on Myles Dyer Live about it. But anyway, massive thank you to everyone that took the time to hit the like button, to everyone that was joining in the conversation in the chat, for the super chat, for those that have been members recently. So many people have joined as members. Thank you so much for the support there. This is always just a wonderful time of my week, and I'm incredibly grateful for you. So, without further ado, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. PSVR Without Parole with Wes and Brian is starting in 40 minutes' time, if that interests you. And do stay tuned for Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted tomorrow. I am really not looking forward to it, but you're going to get a good time, aren't you? So, there's that. Have a good one, and as always, it is time for the final thoughts from you. Bye-bye.
Darkness faded. I was chasing sunsets all alone. A darkness faded, painting goodbye big sky. Far away but dreaming of your ocean eyes.
Thank you very much, everyone. That was fun. I actually did quite a lot of prep leading up to this show, which included clearing up this place because it's been, I mean, what you see on camera always looks all right, but what is around me is a complete and utter mess. And I actually did have a really funny cartoon from years ago. I'll see if I can find it now, which sums up. Have I got it here? Maybe funny pictures. Oh yeah, I must have. Here it is. This is it. Classic. My room when my webcam is on. I love it so much. I love it. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. But yeah. Nick, you got the Gazler's Platinum. Wow, I'm going to have to talk to you about that later. I can't wait to start grinding for the plats. I found out today, someone notified me that I am now in the top 50 PlayStation VR players for trophies. So, yeah. So I should probably get my game on. But once I've done all my Let's Plays, I can then sort of start chasing trophies a lot more, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah, it's really, really good. Is the floor full of trip hazards? No, it's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. But anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Lots of live streaming coming from me tomorrow. So 7 p.m. UK time. I'll probably do an hour. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you next time. Love, respect, empathy. Adios. Till next time. Bye-bye.